Alright, what is up YouTube? James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of the Singles Battle Spot Ladder. Today we are using a new team with Gengar, Garchomp, Celesteela, Heatran, Tapu Fini, and Thundurus-T. Let's get straight into the matches, but this is a team that, well, I never tested, but all the Pokemon I just enjoy playing in doubles, so maybe we can have some fun with them in singles. A lot of the sets are kind of, you know, familiar with me in BGC and doubles battle spots, so let's see if I can make use of this team. If you haven't checked out the last episode, I highly recommend go checking it out, but it was a pretty crazy episode. But yeah, so some of the sets I do know. We are using like standard Celesteela, like really standard Celesteela. If you ever played BGC, Mega Gengar, which is one of my favorites. We have the Calm Mind Tapu Fini. The Heatran Thundurus sets are kind of interesting, but we got our first opponent, I believe, from Japan. I feel like a lot of Japanese players are on singles battle spot, and we had the team of Blaziken, Zapdos, Ferrothorn, or Ferrothorn, or however you like to pronounce it, Landorus, Farian, Nihilego, and the Tapu Fini. So if it's Scarf Nihilego, that's a bit annoying because it does outspeed my my Garchomp, and could HP Ice. As well as, I don't exactly have the best answers to my opponent's teams, I feel like, but Celesteela is decent. Garchomp is also decent, I think, or maybe Tapu Fini. I feel like Tapu Fini might be better. I think the combination of Celesteela, Tapu Fini, and Thundurus-T can do really well, and yeah, I like that. I really like those Pokemon. I think I'm going to lead the Celesteela first. Yeah, I'm going to lead Celesteela first, just because it can lead seed up on pretty much anything and handles a lead Ferrothorn or Nihilego that tries to get up their rocks. It's also decent against Landorus, which is why I want to bring the Celesteela as a lead. So this is going to definitely be an interesting battle. Definitely. Zapdos is going to be a pain to deal with. It really is, but my Thundurus-T should be able to beat it. I do have Sitrus Berry though, and Taunt. I would prefer if I had a Nasty Plot or something. Let's see though what my opponent brings. We'll bring out my Celesteela, which Celesteela should be able to do a decent amount of work, unless it's the Zapdos leading, and then I'm gone. So I think I'll just protect here, just to stall out. Scout what he wants to go for, if it's a Volt Switch, or if he goes for like a Heat Wave or something right away. So I'm just going to protect. And unfortunately, it's not PP'd up. So I can't really stall out as many Thunderbolts or Heat Waves as I want. So let's see what he goes for. Maybe he goes for HP Ice turn 1, maybe he goes for Volt Switch, as it's just T-Bolt. Okay. So I gotta switch into Thundurus there, but not a big deal. I can just go out into my Thundurus this turn. The Zapdos is definitely a huge threat, and I don't know how I'm gonna really be able to beat it, especially with the pressure ability. Or did we see pressure, or is it static? I actually didn't pay attention, so that's not good. Thundurus will take the field, and he goes for Hidden Power this turn. Okay, maybe I should just went for HP Ice. Although that really didn't do too much, so not really too much to worry about. I do have my Volt Switch. I could go for HP Ice if I expect Landorus to come in. Multiple options. Let's see. He had... I would probably want a Volt Switch turn 1, because if he goes into Landorus, I have safe switching. So I think I'm just going to Volt Switch and see what he wants to do. As Zapdos is going to withdraw. If this is Landorus, I'm kind of mad at myself. Why would you risk HP Ice turn 1? Oh no. I guess the question is he Scarf Landorus? I wonder if he's Scarf Landorus. If he's Scarf Landorus, he might just click U-turn. Although I don't think I can really risk it. I'm just going to go hard into Celesteela. Once again, I will always go hard into Celesteela and scout for the U-turn. Or maybe a knockoff. I could see a knockoff coming out here. So Celesteela comes out as Rock Tomb actually. So that shouldn't be Scarf Landorus, because usually Scarf Landorus run Stone Edge, I think, or Rock Slide. So that's probably defensive. I'll just get on my Leech Seed right here and start chipping away his team if he goes into Zapdos, or if he goes into... He might just set up his rocks here if he does have it, because I could see this being bulky Landorus. Gravity would be a huge problem though. Gravity would definitely be a huge problem. I definitely want to Leech Seed turn 1 and gain some recoveries, since this Landorus probably doesn't have healing unless it's a Berry Landorus, which... you know, we've seen before. Knockoff's gonna come out and knock off my Berry, but that's not too bad, I feel like. Unless it gets a crit. That's kind of annoying. So I'll Leech Seed here. Get a bit of health from this Landorus, as well as start weakening it. Putting it in range of Surf or HP Ice. I'm not sure if HP Ice will be able to knock out Landorus, since we're a bulky Thundurus, so I'm not exactly sure. But I'll go for Leech Seed because I'm pretty sure U-Turn's coming out. I'm very sure that U-Turn's coming out, so I'll try to gain as much recovery as I can. So let's see. I also have the Citrus Berry on my Thundurus, so I'm not really too worried about switching to Zapdos. Like, I'm really not, especially if he reads me to go for HPS again later. So I'm definitely fine with this. Definitely fine with this. So let's see what the Landorus is going to go for. I would imagine you U-turn here, because I don't think you stay in. I definitely don't think you stay in. Let's see. We saw Knockoff. We saw Rock Tomb. You would presume Earthquake. Yeah, Landorus is just going to switch. So probably not U-turn, I would imagine. So that's good information to know. And Zapdos is going to come out. I will just get Leech Seed off. And I do not mind this. We also confirmed he's not Scarf on Landorus. So my Thundurus might be able to outspeed him, depending on my spread. I have to actually double check my spread because I don't know. And I will get the Leech Seed off in the Celesteela. And I'm not sure if he's going to HP Ice or... Oh no, I'm not sure if he's going to HP Ice or just Thunderbolt. I think he might just Thunderbolt here because Protect should be obvious. I'm going to go out into my Thundurus just because I do have the Citrus Berry once again, so I'll be able to heal, especially with the Leech Seed recovering. So I don't feel like I'm in a terrible position, and I can just HP Ice because if he wants to go back into Landorus, I do have the HP Ice, so no big deal. But yeah, this game, I feel like it's going a bit out of my hands right here with everything being weakened. But if I can catch a Thunderbolt, that would be really nice momentum. So we do get Thundurus out here, as I'm hoping he goes straight for the Heat Wave. But Thundurus avoids the attack, which is pretty huge. That is pretty huge, not gonna lie. And I'll be able to get a bit of this Leech Seed recovery, so that is extremely nice. And I can just throw off an HP Ice, I feel like. There's HP Ice, or I could Taunt, but I'm just gonna HP Ice because I'm not sure if he goes for Roost. I want to see who's faster between the Zapdos and Thundurus number 1, because that's gonna determine like whether he can Roost. I really want to see. I'll just throw off the HP Ice because 1, I catch the Landorus on the switch, and 2, if I am faster, I can always taunt the Zapdos before it roosts the following turn, so I don't really mind this. Like, I feel like my position is pretty good right here. Let's see what my opponent's gonna go for. I could see him just going for a Heat Wave or HP Ice once again. Yeah. So probably Thunderbolt. We saw Thunderbolt, HP Ice, Heat Wave. I'm guessing Roost or Volt Switch. If it has Roost, that's kind of worse for me. I'm pretty sure Zapdos will carry Roost since most Zapdos do carry Roost. If he's Volt Switch, that's a lot easier to handle since he's not going to be recovering as much. He's going to go for the HP Ice. I'll go for my own. And is that a crit? No, it's not. But okay. So I do get my Citrus Berry plus the Leech Seed recovery, which should allow me to take another one, I would assume. And I'll be able to fire off HP Ice. Is he Policy? I hope he's not Policy. Don't be Policy. Nice, okay. And Leech Seed gonna get me to a decent amount of health, which is another reason why I like Celesteela, just being able to Leech Seed and then get out of there. And I think I'll just Volt Switch here. Or I could taunt the Zapdos. I'd rather Volt Switch though. I would rather Volt Switch. As Zapdos is going to retreat. If this is Landorus. Okay, it is Blaziken. So I do call it a Blaziken in, which I would assume he would not go to Landorus on an HP Ice. So I do get the Volt Switch off, and that does a good amount of damage. That definitely puts in range of Tapu Fini's Surf. And Tapu Fini is looking very, very good in this setup position. So I get to go into Tapu Fini, click Surf, or I could just go for Calm Mind on the Protect. I could see either or. He should not risk his... I don't know. I feel like he could Protect. He could just also stay in the attack, which I could definitely see. I'm going to Calm Mind up. I'm just going to Calm Mind up. I feel like it's fine. Because Calm Mind will allow me to live a Thunderbolt from the Zapdos, which is kind of what I'm thinking might happen, because he might just Protect or sack his Blaziken right here. And then I could be in a terrible spot, so I do want to live that Thunderbolt, as Blaziken's going to hard retreat. Landorus? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So after an Earthquake or a Knockoff, I'll still be able to live the Zapdos' attack, and a +1 Surf should be able to knock out Landorus, unless it's Assault Vest, because we haven't seen the item yet. And it could definitely be Assault Vest, because we saw a Knockoff, Rock Tomb. You want to assume Earthquake. Maybe Superpower. We'll see here. I'm just going to Surf. Like, there's no reason not to. I could Reflect right here, but I don't think Reflect really helps me too much, as I'm already set up with the Tapu Fini that I need. I'm pretty sure I can live a Thunderbolt pretty easily now, as he's just going to Earthquake, which is okay here. As let's see how much it's going to do. does a decent amount of damage, but Surf is going to get what I need. So Surf is going to come out, and this should be able to pick up the knockout, unless it's Assault Vest, as I said. And that is definitely Assault Vest. That definitely took it better. Oh wait, I'm Leftovers? I thought it was Berry. I thought I was Berry this entire time. Oh, okay. Well, Surf is still the best play, and I gotta hope I live Zapdos' T-Bolt, which I do think I can, actually, after another Leftovers recovery. So Earthquake gonna come out. This should do, what's... yeah, a lot. Does do a lot. And I Surf here into the Landorus, and I guess now I could just go out into Thundurus. And, yeah, I could just go into Thundurus, to be honest. Because... I guess the question is, does he let me go into Thundurus? Because I could easily just go for... okay, there are like a few plays. Zapdos definitely has to come out here. Yep. T-Bolt I don't think knocks me out. I don't think T-Bolt knocks me out, to be honest. I'm a Tapu Fini with a +1 Calm Mind. I'm gonna Moonblast, actually. I'm gonna Moonblast, because he might be like wary of a Thundurus variant switching. Like, I could see it. So I think he either goes for Roost, or he might try to... I think Roost is like an all-around play if he has it. I think he would go for Roost, if anything. I don't think he'd T-Bolt first in case of my Thundurus variant switching. So I feel like my opponent has to really think hard. So I don't think he would ever T-Bolt in this situation. So I am expecting Roost. I'm definitely expecting Roost here. I would expect Roost, or I guess Heat Wave, or HP Ice. Yeah, got him. Got him. As HP Ice is going to do nothing, and I'm able to knock out the Zapdos, which is huge, because Zapdos is now gone. That's a huge Pokemon out of the way, as Zapdos does faint. Nice. So I knew he would probably never let me go into Thundurus, because if I went to Thundurus, like, that would have just been huge momentum. I guess he didn't have Roost then, because if he had Roost, I would 100% went for Roost in that position. I definitely would have 100% went for Roost in that situation. As the Blaziken is going to come out. And it's Inferno Overdrive. Is that a problem? I mean, if he's Inferno Overdrive, he can knock out my Tapu Fini. I actually think the best idea is to sack Celesteal here. I could be choking this game away, but we'll see here. I think sacking Celesteal to a potential Inferno Overdrive from my opponent's Blaziken is the play. As he's Mega Blaziken, okay. I wasn't exactly sure if he was Mega, but we'll see what comes out here. We'll see what comes out here. It's going to be the Flare Blitz. Okay, he's going to be taking a lot of recoil, so I do not mind this. I really don't mind this. As the Celesteal is going to go down, he might just go down to recoil himself, but I feel like he's going to live with like a Sliver. Yeah, he's going to live with like a Sliver. Speed Boost doesn't really matter. Thundurus could come out, although I died a high jump. Actually, I'm not sure if I died a high jump kick. I might die to Stone Edge though. Surprise! I'm not sure if Flare Blitz knocked me out. Maybe that was the strongest attack for me. Stone Edge is stronger though. I'll just Thunderbolt here, like no matter what. It's gonna come down to Tapu Fini, I think, in endgame, and if he high jump kicks, I might be able to live with Thundurus. He probably has to have Protect. I would imagine SD. I would imagine SD as his last move, yeah. So I feel like I'm putting myself in a decent position, like no matter what, because if he wasn't for an overdrive, I could have been screwed. HP Ice is probably the play. That was HP Ice, which I think it was. That was very weak, as I'm able to knock out the Blaziken, and that'll be good game to my opponent. So yeah, the big turn there in the game, I think, was getting Tapu Fini in, as well as being able to just predict the Zapdos. Getting the K on Zapdos was definitely huge, because it definitely was a mind game between whether I would stay in or go into the Thundurus variant. But I figured if I get the healing with Thundurus variant, I'm in a really good position. I feel like my opponent knew that, so I feel like he wouldn't go for it. I thought he would Roost, if anything, to be honest, which is why I thought Moonblast was just a no drawback play. And maybe I could have lived a T-Bolt, depending on what kind of Zapdos it was. So I feel like, no matter what, I feel like I made the best play there that I could have potentially made. That was a very long first game, but definitely a good one. So let's see if we can win the next one. But 1662 rated player from Japan will be our next opponent. Oh, Rain. This looks like a VGC team, if I'm being completely honest. Does have dual Mega options. what's really good is my Tapu Fini, because Tapu Fini can do a lot of work. Of course, the Ferrothorn is a bit annoying to handle. I wish I had Grassnot. If I had Grassnot, that'd be great. I'm just gonna double check some of my spreads again, because I don't remember all the movesets I'm running. Like, I know I'm Scarf on Chomp and stuff, but I just want to double check. Okay, I don't think Gengar is really helpful in this matchup. Tapu Fini is definitely helpful. Thundurus, he'll probably lead like Ferrothorn or Thunder, or I'm just gonna lead Thundurus. It's gonna lead Thundurus. I think Celesteela plus Tapu Fini in the back is better. Like, Garchomp really doesn't do much. It can revenge KO with like, having Outrage would be pretty nice if he brings Salamence, although I think Swampert might be better for him. Yeah, I think this is a play. I don't really have a good answer to Mega Swampert though. Like, Mega Swampert is definitely a huge threat to my team. Kingdra's a lot easier to deal with because Tapu Fini kind of walls to Kingdra with one Calm Mind up, but dealing with the Swampert is definitely going to be hard. Definitely. And let's see. Well, Thundurus will come out. Politoed should be coming out. Or Rotom, okay. Surprised Rotom came out, but I guess I get a Volt Switch off. I mean, I'm bulky, so I should be able to live any hit, unless it's like Specs Overheat. I'm just gonna Volt Switch here. I am gonna Volt Switch here. I'm pretty sure he might just go for Overheat, or he might directly switch out. Those are the two plays. Maybe he has a screen on Rotom, which I could definitely see. Like, maybe a light screen. I don't know. It's definitely weird, but okay. So if he wants to have rain, he either has to have manual rain or Politoed in the back, which is really good for my team. And I'm pretty sure he has Ferrothorn, because I think you need Ferrothorn. Maybe he didn't opt to bring rain at all, which would be like, you know, I could definitely see that. Well, let's see. I don't think you go for an electric type move no matter what here. You should probably just Overheat or switch out. Maybe you have HP Ice. I could definitely see HP Ice, but HP Ice wouldn't do too much. But it stays in, so I'm pretty sure he's going to go for Overheat. I think Tapu Fini is a fine play. How fast is my Fini? That's the question. It's not that fast, is it? It's decently fast, but I don't think it's faster than the Rotom. So, but I go into Rotom. I go into my Fini no matter what here. I get the Misty terrain up, so I guess if my opponent went for Will-O-Wisp, just to weaken the Thundurus, it's good. In front of Overdrive, it looks like. Yep, okay. So I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. This definitely makes the position a bit harder though. But it means this Rotom, unless it has Pain Split, can't really heal as much. So, front Overdrive is going to come out. Okay. And this is going to do a decent amount. I hope this really doesn't do too much to Tapu Fini. I hope Tapu Fini can take it really well. That does a lot more than I'm expecting. That's not good. That is not good. Okay. That's definitely not good. I will go hard back into Thundurus Variant because I don't want to take a T-Bow, because I think T-Bow might actually just be able to finish off the job there. Definitely. And I will go out into Thundurus Variant and on the T-Bow or Volt Switch. Yeah, T-Bow into the Thundurus Variant. So Volt Absorb, and I can just start weakening this Rotom. I think Thunderbolt should do some decent damage to this Rotom. He could go for Overheat, but if he does, he lowers his special attack stat, which I am okay with. T-Bolt pretty much catches anything on the switch in under Ferrothorn, but I can Volt Switch into my Celesteela later. The Rotom's going to switch out and go out into Ferrothorn, so I'm guessing that the back Pokemon is either Swampert or Salamence, as we do get T-Bolt off. Stealth Rocks is going to be annoying this game though. Like, Stealth Rocks is really annoying this game. Doesn't have leftovers on Ferrothorn, which is pretty decent. We'll go for the Volt Switch here into the Ferrothorn slot and go into my Celesteela. Maybe I should have just Volt Switched again. I should have just Volt Switched again. Might have been the better play. But I'll go into Celesteela now. Like, that Rotom Heat is a threat. Like, it really is a huge threat. I go into Celesteela here. Luckily, the Rotom only has 7 more, potentially. At least it's going to come out. Okay. That is not good. And I guess I'll just kind of want to switch out, but he's probably just going to protect here. I think I'm just going to go for the Flamethrower. I want to Leech Seed. You know what, I'm going to Leech Seed. I am going to Elite Seed. As for offense, going to switch out into Rotom. Yep. Okay, that's fine. So unfortunately, he's recovering more than I'm gaining back, yet I feel like this is okay for me because I can go out into Thundurus again and then start healing up and just go for Volt Switch again. So it's not too bad, yet he is getting a little more recovery than me right now. Yep. Because I have the higher HP stat. But I am weakening this Rotom every time if he stays in. So I will go into my... I would definitely go into my Thundurus variant here, like no matter what. I hope he doesn't double it back out into Ferrothorn. That would definitely be a problem. But I will Volt Switch the following turn. Pain Split's going to be annoying though. If this Rotom does carry Pain Split, it's definitely tricky. Because I don't know. I don't really have anything that can really stop Pain Split other than getting him really low. Well, I do have Taunt on Thundurus, but I'd have to anticipate the Pain Split first. And weakening this Rotom's going to take it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Like, I'm sorry if you don't really enjoy these slower games, but I kind of need to play this slower game because I didn't exactly bring the best answers to Rotom. I guess maybe I should have anticipated him not to bring Rain because it's tricky with Tapu Fini plus Thundurus variant. But we go into Thundurus on the T-Bolt or Overheat. It's Overheat, which is fine. I'd rather take Overheat. That's 6. So that actually didn't do as much as I thought it would actually. And we get this nice berry, and Leech Seed. Okay, so that Rotom's getting a bit lower, which is always appreciated, 25%. Although I did have to eat my Sitrus berry, which kind of stinks. I will Volt Switch here. I'll definitely Volt Switch here. He's a -2. He definitely should switch out, especially when Leech Seeded, as he is going to withdraw his Rotom. Ferrothorn should be coming back out. Yep. And now I can Volt Switch into Flamethrower, I think. I think Flamethrower is a fine play. I think it really is a fine play, as Flamethrower should be able to knock out Ferrothorn at that range, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. Celesteela. The problem is Overheat will probably knock out my Celesteela. I'll just Flamethrower here. He might Leech Seed, trying to get cheeky, or might Protect, or switch out. But he's going to stay in, which is great, because if I get this Flamethrower off, that's beautiful. If I get the KO, that's extremely beautiful. I do get the KO on Ferrothorn. Please be a Special Defense Beast Boost. I could really use a Special Defense Beast Boost as defense. That is the opposite of what I need, friend. Okay, let's see what's coming out. Salamence, okay. Why Salamence? Do you have Flamethrower or something? Are you Special Mence? I don't know why you would bring out Mence, but I'm gonna Leech Seed. I have no reason not to Leech Seed. Like, Salamence can go for whatever, but I don't think it has a move that can knock out Celesteela. I really don't think it does. Okay, so Salamence is gonna be my opponent's last Pokemon, which is a lot easier to handle. Fire Blast. Okay, so my opponent did have something. Okay, should have anticipated. But that Fire Blast does nothing. It actually did nothing. And I'll be able to Leech Seed. Nice. Did I reveal Protect on Celesteela? I don't think I have. So I could Protect. I could double into Fini. I'm gonna Protect. Yeah, I'm gonna Protect. I think Protecting is fine here. Yeah. Because he's gonna stay in. And I can probably just double into Fini the following turn, as Fire Blast is going to come out into nice. So I get this Leech Seed recovery. This Leech Seed recovery is really helping against my opponent. Although this is mixed Salamence, which I think it might be questionable of how this endgame plays, but I am going to go in the top of Fini here. I 100% go in the top of Fini and just click Surf, because I never let Rotom get a free switch in. I get my Tapu Fini in as Misty Surge, Fire Blast. Like, I could have got my berry there potentially, but I don't want to risk a crit. I'd rather go in the Tapu Fini and save my Celesteela, which I feel like is going to be important for Rotom later in the game, because if Rotom ever goes to -2, it's really helpful. And I get the Leech Seed recovery, so I might be able to live with double edge depending on this Fini spread as well as the Mence spread. So always click Surf here, because I can never allow Rotom to come back in, as the match is actually going to be forfeited. Wow, I definitely think my opponent had potential to win that game, but Apparently my opponent didn't think he had a way to win. Maybe just didn't have a way to touch Feeny and knows that if I just keep surfing I could just win. I don't know, but that was a very good game, and although it was only 2 battles for this episode, it's pretty long, so I think that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of the Singles Battle Spot Ladder. Again, if you like the series, please show your support by leaving a like down below, as well as leaving a comment down below telling me how you think of the series, as well as you can check out the main series VGC down below. My other side series are also in the description down below. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you around in another video.